In the Hearts and Minds, Book 0, Story 14, What You Should Know. The ghosts in this country are grateful, of course. Pinata took a pause, breathing for the first time in what felt like quite a while, before diving back in. I am not used to the type that linger. I'd never met a lingering ghost before coming here. Back home, there was one that got caught on a bike rack. It really looked like it was stuck. Its poor head floated all down its body. At least, I think that was its head. I wasn't sure if it was trying to ask for help or nada. I even asked grandmother about it once, about what happens if a ghost gets stuck. Well, I used the word spirit with her. She prefers an official, respectful address. Too many bad associations with the word ghost. Naughty. Can you, Iago stammered, looking anywhere but at the young woman lying between his elbows. He whispered, "My pants are off." Pinata smiled up at her prince, catching the pokey strands of his hair. He'd cut it. He'd had to cut it. Soon, he would be leaving on a mission that had never been attempted in all the years that flavors around the world had fought against Truvian control. "I know," Pinata said cheerfully, her hand wandering down to cup his cheek. He both shuddered away and leaned into the motion. "That's why we're discussing this now, because my mother isn't here to do it." "What?" "You know I'm not a frosted, right?" Pinata waited for the dip of his chin before continuing, beaming a bright smile up at him. "We've never talked about it, but you must know it's true. The gift to converse with the dead has been passed down to the women of my family for generations." Iago stared down at her, uncomprehending. His arms began to shake, so Pinata helped guide his body to rest on her bed. They had made things official nearly 2 years ago, but this was the first time the skin of their legs and their most private areas rested gently near each other. Beneath him, Pinata was surprised at the memories that washed over her, of a monster with lots of hair and enough weight to nearly press her ribs into dust. She heaved, just once, and Iago scrambled off of her. "Why'd you do that?" he said, but if it was supposed to sound admonishing, it failed to paint over the panic. His hand sat her up, pulling her hair off of her shoulder. His nerves at their naked proximity appeared to vanish. "I'm heavier than you. Don't do stuff like that, or you'll be squashed like a bug." Pinata tried breathing through her nose, and when that didn't work, she cupped a hand to pull air in through a smaller opening. She could do this. She was almost there. Iago had waited 2 years for this, 5 from the day they'd met. She'd known even then that she wanted to present him to her family for approval. She wasn't going to let some dumb monster ruin this for her. "It's important to understand," she continued, aiming for a calm place, like standing in the sunny spot of the kitchen as she mindlessly peeled potatoes. Bonus calm if Iago was outside the window, helping load the next shipment of syrup. It was always louder when he helped, but not because of him. All the other FA members adored him, adored the plants wreathing his body. Pinata barely reached down, and already Rowley met her halfway from where it sprung from her prince's forearm. She patted the little guy on its soft tendrils, nosing against Iago's collarbone, where Burrow decorated Iago's skin with a leafy gauntlet. Though Burrow wasn't the flowering variety, it always smelled sweet. Pinata thought it was Iago's scent seeping from the little thing, so strong and potent that she always knew he was there. Without a doubt, that scent pulled her to him. She tried breathing in through her nose again, and it worked. She coughed, sneezed, then coughed again, but she did it. "Hey," Iago said, rubbing circles into her shoulder blades, fingers catching snarls in her long hair. Pinata wondered if he even knew he was doing it. "We don't have to talk about this now." No. Pinata turned on the bed, throwing one leg up and nearly decapitating Dolphin, who hovered like a hypnotizing snake at Iago's foot. "We can do it. It's not that bad. I just want... My family can't be here to approve of you, and there are things about me. There are things about being with me that you should be prepared for." Iago blinked. They had only 3 candles sitting on her vanity, throwing the dimmest, gleamiest light their way. For once, the ghosts had cleared out of the room, even Miss Y in her rocking chair. Good. Pinata wasn't ready to explain what he might see when he was inside of her. Pinata swallowed, tossing her hair. "So, if I can ask, is it all right if I breathe normally?" "Breathe normally?" "You don't, need to put your hands here." Pinata reached out, grabbing his giant hands in hers and placing them around her neck. He was so much warmer than anything she could relatively compare to. Freshly baked bread? "I can just keep my mouth closed, and I'll do it myself, all right?" Iago blinked so heavily she wondered if he was about to fall asleep. "Why wouldn't you breathe normally?" That's, Pinata played with the hair fallen into her face, throwing it, tucking it, shoving it away, only for it to bounce right back and get stuck in her eyelashes. "Isn't that part of it?" She steeled herself, gripping the blanket with one hand and Iago with the other. "I can handle the bruising part, so I don't mind when you throw me around, but the breathing, I think I have a difficult time breathing here in the city, so I would prefer it if you didn't, what?" Iago's face grew still in the candlelight. His gaze traveled over every inch of her, and though she tingled beneath it, she didn't feel it was a particularly loving stare. Pinata trembled, gripping onto the blanket even tighter. She let go of his ankle, wondering if it was about to happen, when he asked, "Can I hold you?" Pinata flinched. His impassive face had cracked, creating wrinkles where there shouldn't be. "Please, can I hold you right now?" "Oh, all right." Pinata held her breath, her heart thumping something strange. It was all right. She was fine with whatever Iago chose to do with her. She had chosen him, after all. She could take it. His arms went around her, stealing the breath right from her lungs as her face was pressed back into Burrow's soft wreath. Iago tipped them over, but she wasn't squashed beneath him. Rowley came out to wrap around her wrist, and somehow Iago's leg was on top of hers, so that Dolphin could better reach her, too. She was cocooned right in the middle. What was this? This wasn't sex, was it? "Tell me about your family," Iago said somewhere within her hair. He didn't cause a fuss at all, even though she knew it had to be poking into his eyes, his mouth, his nose. With his arms wrapped tightly around her, and the 3 little plants patting her skin, Pinata relaxed. Tension she hadn't known she was carrying seeped off of her. Whatever she released, Iago took. He was a solid mass. In the years she'd known him, starting as a gangly teenager and morphing into a gangly young man, he had changed. Pinata felt the same as she always had, Maybe there was a thinner set to her face that showed she'd grown a little, but it was nothing so serious as compared to her prince. Now it was as if he became charged by the things he seeped away from Pinata. Oh no, she thought. She hadn't warned him yet. He couldn't make his choice until he knew the consequences of belonging to her family, belonging to her. That ghost I mentioned, stuck on the bike rack? It eventually disappeared when my cousins left to go back to their house. As soon as the bike left, it disappeared. It had gotten stuck on it, for real, but none of us could touch it. So sometimes, and as she spoke of all the things she knew about her gift, she noticed a strange coloration decorating the spot where her lips had brushed against burro. But then she realized it wasn't a coloration. It was a bud. Burro was the flowering type, after all.